In this video I'm going to show you how to create an amazing track like this. Hey everyone, welcome back to the channel. Today I'm going to show you how to create an amazing piano Afro house track in LALAL Studio. And in this video I'm going to use the stem separation tool from LALAL.AI. So from my perspective, this is the best AI separation tool you can use at the moment. So before we're going to create the project in LALAL Studio, first I'm going to separate the vocal from the instrumental. So let me show you how simple it is using their service. So this is the main page of LALAL.AI and we're simply going to drag in our audio file. So let's drag it in right here. So in this case is a track from The Weeknd from his new album, which is called Baptized in Fear. And while listening to the track, I wanted to remix it immediately. So right now it's generating a preview. So right now my preview is ready. So this is the vocal and the instrumental. So let's have a listen to the vocal, which we've separated.
Shit. I fell asleep in the tub, I was fed with paralysis. My foot hit the faucet, water started flowing in.
So in this case, I'm just going to use the vocal. But if you, for example, want to separate electric guitar, acoustic guitar, piano, synthesizer, strings, wind, you could basically isolate all the elements from a track. So that's amazing. So right now I'm going to split in full and then download the audio file. So right now, let me show you the next step, because when separating a vocal, there is still reverb added to the vocal from the original track. But in some of the cases, you want to start off with a dry vocal. So the main thing which you could do is use the echo and reverb remover. So simply open it up, then upload the vocal. And right now it's generating previews again. And right now we've got a dry vocal signal, which we could use for our remix. So if you would like to try their service, make sure to check it out. The link is in the description. I would highly recommend it. And right now we're going to start off by building our remix. So let's drag in the vocal, which is split by LALAL. And also let's drag in the original track. So right now we're going to make sure it lines up with the grid perfectly. So we're going to zoom in right here and we're going to remove this section of the signal right here. So that's it. And right now we're going to make sure it lines up with the grid. So I think the BPM is 124. So as you can see right now, it lines up perfectly. So we're going to open up the separated vocal, select time right here, auto detect, then select type BPM, 124. And then we're going to select stretch. So it will be on the same pitch when we adjust the BPM. So right now we could simply remove this one and I'm reducing the BPM to 120. So in this case, I chose to pick the vocal split, which contains a reverb, because I want to use a vocal which is just ready. So I don't want to add some reverb later on. So I think the vocal sounds perfect. And I think the separation tool did a great job. So now we're going to start off by adding a piano chord progression. So in this case, the piano will be the main element for this track. So we're going to add a piano, which is the piano, let's say piano from Arturia, the piano V2. And this one contains an amazing preset, which is the German concert, German concert right here. So the original track Baptized in Fear is created in G minor. So let's reduce the volume a little bit right here to 50%. Let's select this one. So we're going to loop this. I'm going to start off by drawing in a chord progression. So at first we're going to adjust the scale highlighting to minor. And then we're selecting G. And we're now draw in the first chord. So our first chord is a simple minor chord. So this is the first chord. And we're now select pattern 1, paste it right here. Ctrl C, Ctrl B. We're going to make sure it fits the scale. Let's copy the first chord again. Copy this one again. Something like this. Sleep in the tub, I was fed with paralysis. My foot hit the faucet, water started flowing in. Couldn't sleep in the tub. Sleep in
the tub, I was met with paralysis. My foot hit the faucet, water started flowing in.
That sounds really cool. So let's add some more notes like this.
Sleep in the tub, I was met with paralysis. My foot hit the faucet, water started flowing in. Couldn't scream for help, I just slowly felt the pressure hit. Moving one toe was the only form of motion left.
Okay, so this is the simple chord progression. So right now we're going to make a chord progression which stand out a little bit more. So we're going to base this one in pattern 2. So right now let's add some root notes right here.
Sleep in the tub, I was met with paralysis. My foot hit the faucet, water started flowing in.
Okay, so that's it. That sounds really dope. So we add the root notes. So right now we're going to add some rhythm to the chord progression. So right now let's slice it up a little bit. So for example, add rhythm right here, something like this.
Sleep in the tub, I was met with paralysis.
We're going to do exactly the same. So exactly the same rhythm. I want to add a new note right here. So I think in this case, an A sharp. So we're just reusing this one.
Sleep in the tub, I was met with paralysis. My foot hit the faucet, water started flowing in.
Okay, that sounds really cool. So let's switch it up just a little bit.
Sleep in the tub, I was met with paralysis. My foot hit the faucet, water started flowing in.
Okay, so I think that should be it. But we're going to make the chord progression just a little bit more interesting. So let's copy it over. And you just do not want to repeat this part over and over again. You want to make it interesting. You have to make sure the piano has kind of a build up into it, or build into it. So add this right here. And I'm adding this right here. And maybe a new C right here. So I'm just messing around, see if it sounds good.
Couldn't scream for help, I just slowly felt the pressure hit. Moving one toe was the only form of motion left.
That's perfect. Reusing the notes, adding more power. So right now, reduce the velocity. So that sounds good, I think. And we're gonna strum it just a little bit.
Couldn't scream for help, I just slowly felt the pressure hit. Moving one toe was the only form of.
I want to make sure this one stands out when it's coming in.
Couldn't scream for help, I just slowly felt the pressure hit. Moving one toe was the only form of motion left.
Okay, so I've just finished up the chord progression. It's definitely a more advanced chord progression, but I really like it. So let's have a listen to the full melody. Really like how it blends together with the vocal. So the vocal sounds amazing. So I'm really satisfied with the results so far. So now let's add a bass line. And recently I like to use some really cool analog bass lines from Arturia, from some vintage synth. So for example, let's pick a bass right here. Maybe. So I found this weird one. So let's just use the saw. So selecting this one by accident. So okay, we're definitely gonna use this one as a texture in the background, so that's perfect. So maybe let's use the V3 version and let's see if I can pick an amazing bass right here. So it should be a sub bass, plucked bass. So this is the one bass. Really like it. I think it contains some reverb and delay, so that will make it really unique in the end. So we're just gonna copy over the root notes from the chord progression, paste it right here. Right now I assume G3 is just too low. So right here. Sleep in the tub, I was met with paralysis. My foot hit the faucet, water started flowing in. Couldn't scream for help, I just
just slowly felt the pressure hit. Moving one toe was the only form of motion left.
Okay, so really satisfied with the results so far. So let's add another Prophet. Let's add this pad. So we're adding this pad because, and we're also adding it at G5. Make sure it's in the background. Okay, right now, so let's rename the elements and the piano, and let's link them to the mixer in advance. So
sleep in the tub, I was fed with paralysis. My foot hit the faucet, water started flowing.
Okay, so I think that's it so far. So now it's time to already add some drums. So I'm gonna just drag in some elements right now. So I'm gonna open up the Elements Producer bundle, one shots. Let's start off with a kick. Picking this one. Not messing around too long, finding the right sample. Create an 8-bar kick rhythm right here. I'm gonna make sure the kick is at the right volume. So press Option, drag them all to, I think it's 78%.
Sleep in the tub, I was fed with paralysis. My foot hit the faucet, water.
We're gonna add a very high energy head loop. So let's zoom in a little bit. Okay, so let's tweak it until it sounds good. So randomize it. Okay. So right now I think we're ready to go. So copy it over. Now it sounds way too loud. So we have to adjust the volume a little bit.
Sleep in the tub, I was fed with paralysis. My foot hit the faucet, water started flowing in.
So it just needs a head loop. So I've just added one.
Sleep in the tub, I was
Open head.
with paralysis. My foot hit the faucet, water started flowing in. Couldn't scream.
Already coming together.
Slowly felt the pressure hit. Moving one toe was the only form of motion left.
Okay, so the next step is adding groove. And in this case, I want to keep the drums as simple as possible. So I just want to add some percussions which contain some low and mid frequencies. So I'm gonna open up the percussions folder. So let's pick this one, contains a lot of lows. Percussion 35, and percussion 50. So I'm always dragging in some random elements.
Sleep in the tub, I was fed with paralysis. My foot hit the faucet, water started flowing in.
So a very, very basic layer. So making sure this one is loud enough. And then we're adding some groove by, again, randomizing this layer. Okay, so let's add the next one.
Sleep in the tub, I was fed with paralysis. My foot hit the faucet, water started flowing in.
Very, very simple one. And the final one. So this one took me a little bit more time to create. So I've played around with the velocity. So let's have a listen.
Sleep in the tub, I was fed with paralysis. My foot hit the faucet, water started flowing in.
Okay, so this one is a little bit more advanced, but I think it adds a unique groove to the drums which we've added. So in this case, I want to keep it as simple as possible, add less elements as possible. So in this case, less is more. So let's link the elements to the mixer because now some of the elements are way too loud. Also the head loop. This is just some simple leveling. Okay, so that's it. So right now we're going to split by channel. So right mouse button pattern 1, split by channel. You could remove it right now. And then drag in all the layers which we've created. really like this remix so far. So let me show you how to quickly already arrange something. So let's start off with the piano. So the piano which we've created before. Let's call it piano 2. Maybe we should start off with the ARP. Coming in, building up. Okay, that could be perfect for the build up. So right now it's still missing one element, which should be somewhere in the background. So I'm gonna use a preset for Serum, and I think it has to be a simple plug. I'm gonna not make it that generic. Okay, the kind of music plug. Create a new pattern, open it up. So make sure the name is right. Okay, so I think that should be the next element which we add. Should be right here. So let's copy over our main elements for the drums and the pad and the piano right here. So let's listen to the transition. So gives me an idea how to arrange it. Needs a bass line for sure. I just know the shadow staring at me. It gets closer, it gets closer, it gets open hat right here. Figure in the corner laughing at me. Water fill my lungs, vision blurry. Add a snare fill, something like that right here. Heartbeat slower, heartbeat slower. Voices will tell me that I should carry on. I definitely need some up and down lifter. So let's open up the samples and loops. So this is my favorite, by far favorite transition. So always add it around 10%. Let's pick this one. So I'm using it and also, I'm using it also at 10%. So dragging it in. But I also want to create an uplifter. So this is basically just a downlifter. So we're gonna make it unique as sample. So part 1 pops up here, and then we'll basically select reverse. So very easy way how to transform a downlifter into an uplifter. Uplifter right here. So let's have a listen how the transitioning effects sound. Let's add some more reverb. Plug. Okay, so I think that's it. I think we've built the main foundation for a track. So right now I'm gonna mix it, master it, finish the whole project, and show the final result in a second. So that's it, guys. I've just finished up this project. I think the outcome is amazing. So I didn't add any new elements, but I've just switched up, for example, the bass line, but I kept it so simple for this video. I've added another snare fill, for example, and I've added some automations. So automating a cutter filter or removing some high or low frequencies before the drop is coming in, for example. So I'm gonna play around 2 minutes of the final project, and I hope you enjoy it. This is the bass line, as you can hear. So a new pattern. Just transposing it 1 octave. Really like the groove on the percussions. really like how the bass, piano and the vocal blend so well together.
It gets closer, it gets closer, it gets closer now. Figure in the corner laughing.
Didn't change that much.
Water fill my lungs, vision perfect.
Snare flow coming in, adding more energy.
Heartbeat slower, heartbeat slower. Voices will tell me that I should carry
Really like the original track, the vocal, so left a lot of room. That coming in, plug coming in.
Voices will tell me that I should carry on. Voices will tell me that I should carry on.
So guys, that's it. I hope you enjoyed it. If you did, make sure to leave it a thumbs up and subscribe if you haven't already. Make sure to check out LALAL.AI and use the service. So the link is in the description and I highly recommend you check it out and use it in your projects. I think it's amazing, especially if you want to create remixes and extract vocals, but also if you want to reuse some of your favorite instruments from your favorite tracks and use it in your tracks. So highly recommend it. Everything you need to know is in the description. And if you like the samples which I've used, make sure to check out the Elements Producer Bundle or Chemistry Producer Bundle. Also, all the links are in the description. So make sure to leave this video a like and I hope to see you in the next one.